All righty, it's 3:32, so why don't we go ahead and get started? So I'll call the meeting order. Thank you all very much for coming. And I note that Molly, Nancy, Kathy, and myself, committee members are here, and we have other guests as appropriate. We really have two agenda items today, both capital projects. And Cody, you want to set the stage for anything? Anything you want to say before we have Kendra talk about our two projects?
Hi, everyone. Yeah, so today we've got a really light agenda. It's just these two projects from Purdue. Both of them pertain to specifically the Indianapolis location for Purdue, but Kendra is much more familiar with them. So I'll let her take over and kind of give us a bit of an explanation for what we're going to learn about today.
Okay, thank you, everyone. Good afternoon. Kendra Leatherman, Director of Government Relations for Purdue University. As Cody mentioned, we have two projects for your review and consideration today. Both of them are related to our Purdue Indianapolis campus, which is our highest institutional priority over the next year. The first transaction for your review is the acquisition of 501 Indiana Avenue from Purdue Research Foundation. The property includes 1.5 acres of developable land and a paved parking lot in downtown Indianapolis. The acquisition provides the university with both near-term and long-term benefits, increasing our parking capacity and provides space for student programming in Indianapolis. The purchase is being funded by $9 million of reserve operating funds, which is equal to the purchase price that Purdue Research Foundation paid Arrow Street Development for the property. I'm happy to take any questions if anyone has any.
Well, I'm just going to apologize up front. I had a chance to glance at the materials, but I did not have a chance to study them.
That's okay.
When did the Research Foundation buy that property? Has this been kind of like an immediate, they bought it, now you were buying it from them, or did they own this for a while?
They purchased it in March of 25, I believe, Nancy, but let me just really confirm here. Yeah, March of 25.
Okay.
I did have a couple questions.
Yeah.
So I'll be honest with you, I had to go on the map and I was looking at it and I'm like, oh gosh, they did have a parking lot there. I've driven by there a million times and I just never clicked. But a couple questions. So in the proposal, it says that it's going to allow for additional parking, but yet we're also going to allow for additional buildings. So which is it? Is it the parking going to be there for a while and help give more spots, but then eventually the long-term plan is to build something on that parking lot?
That's exactly right, Nancy. There is the parking lot does not take up the whole space, but it is a majority of the space currently. So we haven't finalized what we're actually going to use the property for, but we anticipate it will be something to the effect of a mixed-use development project somewhere down the line with commercial, residential programming space, because it is because of our Purdue Indianapolis campus is, fairly concentrated in downtown. We just haven't exactly decided how that property is going to be developed. We had worked with the prior owner of the property to kind of develop some project out, but that didn't move forward. And so we're kind of reevaluating how we're going to operate that property now.
Okay, so not to harp on parking, but I know that's a big issue with campuses and students. So if we're going to increase beds to over 5,300, and right now, where are the parking spaces? Are they shared with IU? And then if we gain these additional parking spots, are you going to have enough for the 5,300, or are you going to have an issue with parking? And I ask because I know that's a big issue for students, and when we want to, to me, that's at the crust of what we do. And so I want to make sure that what are we doing for parking? What is the long-term plan for parking, and how is it being handled right now? And again, 5,300 beds is a lot. So if we take away those parking spots, where are they going to come from?
Can I ask where the 5,300 number is coming from?
I was
Yeah,
looking
I
at
think
the
that
master
was, I think
plan.
that was part of the, you
Yeah.
shared the long-term master
Oh.
plan, and that was real helpful. But I think, Kathy, the 5,320 beds is kind of the 50-year plan.
Okay,
Yes.
So I think, it was really helpful to get that master plan, which reflected
Yes.
really the plans to get 15,000 students enrolled there through Purdue. Um, you know, and 16 new buildings over that period of time. So it's kind of a long-term thing.
Yes,
So I
exactly.
think, Kathy, what's happening
Okay.
now is they're buying this for some of the immediate needs. Whereas, and then when the other project here is the Canal Walk apartment, and
Mhm.
there are, I think, 441 parking spaces associated with that, 500 or 479 beds. So I think
Yes.
it's just kind of a longer term aspiration here to get to those. And, I'm sure what they're doing is they're trying to buy all the land they can at whatever reasonable price they can find, in anticipation of that 50-year plan.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I was just curious again because I know that's going to be the biggest issue with students parking.
Oh, it certainly will
It
be.
is.
Well, and
It's
faculty
always an
and staff.
issue. And even when a university doesn't think it's an issue that students believe is an issue,
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
So, but I'll get you some more details on exactly. I think at the moment, in terms of our Purdue students at Purdue and Indianapolis, we're still in the phase of kind of share space and garages with IU, but I'll get you some more details on
Okay.
how that
Yeah.
exactly
And I
works.
was just curious because the parking um that just kind of struck me as, oh gosh, what are we gonna do parking in? And I know Blackford is probably the parking garage there and across from North Hall is used, but it'll be an issue. It'll
Hey,
be an issue. Okay,
yeah.
thank you. I was just
Kendra,
asking.
what's your estimate on the number of students enrolled there now?
So right now for the fall, we have 2,660 students enrolled for fall 25.
Okay. All righty.
It's a good number.
Thank you.
Yep. All righty. Good. Any other questions on the 501 Indiana Avenue?
Not for
And I was
me.
mentioning to the team, I actually drove by there earlier today and did a site inspection. So a drive-by site inspection, I would say.
Did you try parking in there?
I did not.
Get the full experience.
Yeah.
I did the virtual drive-by because I wanted to make sure I knew where this was.
Yeah. It's actually kind of torn up right now. So I don't think anybody's parking there right now. All righty. Very good. Any other questions on the 501 Indiana? All right. Let's take a look at Canal Walk then.
Okay, the second transaction for your review is the purchase of Canal Square Apartments from the Purdue Research Foundation. The property includes a housing complex with nearly 500 beds, a parking garage, retail space along the Indianapolis Canal Walk adjacent to Purdue University in Indianapolis. Acquiring this property allows us to increase our on-campus housing inventory for students, expand our footprint in Indianapolis. This purchase also aligns with our Purdue campus master plan. The total purchase cost is $70 million and will be funded by non-fee replaced debt, auxiliary housing dining funds. I know we've talked a little bit about the details already, but I'm happy to answer any questions. I'm sure there'll be some.
Actually, to me, this one was, I never want to say no brainer, but when you think about the campus down there and the plans and the opportunities to grow and how bought up and dense downtown Indianapolis is becoming, to me, this seems like a very smart strategic move. Housing, parking, like we just talked about, always critical. So I did not have any concerns with this one.
Thank you, Nancy.
And actually it's the purchase price is 219,000 per unit and 146,000 per bed, which really is not too bad.
No.
It's really a pretty good price. I mean, new construction is probably more like 270 or something.
I was gonna
270
say
for
maybe at least double,
Yeah.
yeah, it's a lot more. Yeah. But this one does, yeah, it's 479 beds, 320 units, does have 441 parking spaces. So, so it should be kind of self-contained to provide for the parking. Okay. Very good. Any other thoughts, questions? And again, this was probably purchased pretty recently by the Purdue Research as well, wasn't it?
Yes, so actually, they are currently in the process of purchasing it, and we hope that will close, I believe, at the end of this month or the beginning of next.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
you know, when you're trying to be strategic in downtown Indianapolis and there's only so many properties, it's a little bit difficult to kind of manage all of the timelines. So that's why we're doing the transaction in this way.
Absolutely. Okay. Good. Well, is everybody comfortable with the Canal Walk apartment project?
Yep.
Okay, great. Very good. Well, do we have any old business or new business which we want to bring forth? Very good. Well, how about that for a 3:43, about
Fastest
a
meeting ever.
21 minute? Very good. So thanks everybody for joining in. And our meeting next week, I'm actually going to have to call in because I'm going to be flying to North Carolina. I'm actually going down for the Indiana State versus Duke University basketball game. Anybody want to give me odds or points on that? But anyway, I'll be calling in. But again, thank you all very much for joining here today. And Cody, anything else, or Brooke? All right,
No,
we stand
thank you all.
adjourned. Thank you
All right,
guys.
thank y'all.
Appreciate it.
Thanks,
All right,
everybody.
Bye-bye.
bye-bye.